The history of the wars that shaped Saudi Arabia is a tale of extraordinary complexity and layers. It has been incessantly shaped by a combination of geographical, religious, political, and economic factors. The region, with its crucial strategic position between Europe, Asia, and Africa, has been a crossroads of civilizations and interests for millennia. This has inevitably transformed the Arabian Peninsula into a theater of conflict since ancient times. These conflicts were often intrinsically linked to control of the vital trade routes that crossed the desert. Equally fundamental was the contest for scarce but precious natural resources, essential for survival and power. In ancient times, the Arabian Peninsula was a patchwork of independent kingdoms and tribes lacking a unifying central authority. This inherent fragmentation created an environment of constant instability and rivalry. The various entities were frequently at war with each other, with the primary goal of asserting their dominance. At stake was control of the territory and, above all, of the oases, vital sources of water and sustenance. The distinguishing features of these ancient wars included effective guerrilla tactics and swift raids. Alliances were often shifting, dictated by momentary convenience and the need to balance power. The 7th century AD marked a turning point with the rise of Islam, an event that would reshape the entire peninsula. This new faith led to an unprecedented unification under the leadership of the Prophet Muhammad and later his caliphs. This religious and political unity sparked a series of far reaching military conquests. These campaigns not only consolidated power on the peninsula but also spread Islam throughout the Middle East and beyond. Islamic expansion created a vast empire, radically transforming the geopolitical map of the era. The Arabian Peninsula became the beating heart of a new civilization, unified by a common faith and language. Over the following centuries, the region was ruled by various empires, each with its own succession of control and influence. Among these were the Umayyads, the Abbasids, and later the Ottomans. Despite external domination, Saudi Arabia remained a theater of internal conflict, often between different Islamic factions. These struggles reflected divergent interpretations of the faith and ambitions for local power. It was in this context that the Wahhabi movement emerged, a puritanical religious movement founded in the 18th century. They aimed to purify Islam, returning it to what they considered its most authentic and rigorous origins. The 18th century witnessed the rise of the Saudi dynasty, an event that would forever change the fate of the peninsula. This family strategically allied itself with the Wahhabi movement, creating a powerful alliance. The alliance between the Saudi dynasty and the Wahhabis sparked an aggressive expansion of their power. Through a series of wars and conquests, they sought to impose their religious and political vision. These wars, often characterized by considerable violence, culminated in the creation of the first Saudi state in 1744. However, this political entity was later destroyed by the forces of the Ottoman Empire, who saw it as a threat. The 20th century saw the emergence of modern Saudi Arabia, a process driven by the extraordinary leadership of Abdulaziz ibn Saud. He was the architect of a new unification of the Arabian Peninsula. This unification process culminated in 1932 with the official founding of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It was a monumental undertaking requiring decades of military campaigns and complex negotiations. The kingdom's emergence was marked by numerous conflicts, including the conquest of recalcitrant regions and the suppression of rebellious tribes. Ibn Saud consolidated his power through a combination of force and diplomacy. The discovery of oil in the 1930s radically transformed the country, thrusting it onto the world stage. This invaluable resource forever changed the Saudi economy and politics. Saudi Arabia quickly became a major economic and political power thanks to its vast oil reserves. Its influence grew exponentially, both regionally and internationally. However, oil wealth has also fueled regional and international tensions, making the country a central player in many conflicts. Its role has often been controversial and complex. The kingdom has been involved in significant conflicts, such as the 1990-1991 Gulf War, where it played a crucial role. More recently, it has actively participated in the war in Yemen and the global fight against terrorism. Today, Saudi Arabia continues to play a major role in regional and global politics. Its influence is undeniable, given its economic and religious position. However, the country faces complex challenges, both internally and externally. The need to adapt to a rapidly changing world is pressing. Among the priorities is the need to diversify the economy, reducing dependence on oil. This is a strategic objective to ensure the kingdom's long-term stability. Other challenges include addressing the sectarian tensions that persist in the region and managing relations with neighboring countries. Regional stability depends in part on these balances. Past wars have profoundly shaped Saudi Arabia's present, defining its identity and position. The kingdom's history is a continuum of challenges and transformations. Its history continues to evolve in an increasingly complex and changing geopolitical context. Understanding its past is essential to interpreting its future.